Hello everyone, Daisy here again with another Spiegelmom Scraplift Sunday here on YouTube. This week I am lifting a layout that I found on Pinterest that is by Mira, and I'm not even going to attempt to say her last name because I'm sure I will butcher it. It's a very monochromatic layout. And so I decided to, sorry about that, my chair is getting stuck here and I almost fell over. I decided to go with this photo here. This is from 1993 when I was in the 5th grade, and it is from my graduation from the DARE program, which was a drug-free kind of program that they used to offer. I don't know if they still do or not. And the DARE word up there, it's just a font that I got from dafont.com, and I cut it out on my silhouette portrait. Now I did some kind of mixed media splatters on the white cardstock background, and the color I used was it's Barn Door Distress ink, and I just mixed it with some water and then dripped some on. So here I'm trying to work on my layout a little bit while that's drying. I chose to go with a red and black and a little bit of gray kind of theme here. And the products that I'm using are, I used some of the Cork Confetti Chevrons and the Shooting Star Cork pieces. The chevrons, I used some, I was digging in my stash and I found some distress crackle paint in black soot. And so I decided to give that a try, and I painted the chevrons with it. It does not crackle on cork, just so everybody knows, but whatever, just painted them black basically. Then on the stars, I just inked them up with some red ink. And then I also did use my silhouette to cut out some more stars to throw in there, just out of some pattern paper. All the papers I'm using are from my stash. Most of them are older. I think that gray and white background paper there is the most recent thing that I'm using. And I think that is from the... it's either from Memorandum or the documentary collection. I can't remember right now. I got them both at the same time and they're both really similar. So it's from one of those two collections. Now I'm just cutting out some of these rub-ons. These are some of the first product that I ever bought when I first started scrapbooking, and they still work pretty well. I have to rub them pretty hard in order to get them to stick, but I just picked out a few words that worked, like remember, happy, honor, I think memories, and smile. And I'm just kind of plopping them around. Now the red paper that I cut the stars and the DARE word out of, that is a scrap. Excuse me. Or not a scrap, that is a piece of 6x6 paper, I believe, or it was just a piece of paper that I had that was about 6x6 in size, and I believe it is from a sassafras collection. Not 100% sure on that. It's I've had it forever, so I don't even remember where it came from. And I'm just using, I tried to use my popsicle stick to rub these down and it wasn't working, so then I'm using my little dry embossing tool here, and that works much better. There is a little like sunburst kind of die cut, and that I actually cut on my silhouette as well, and it's out of the same red paper, and then I painted it in the Crackle Distress paint just to see what the crackle paint is actually supposed to do, and again, it doesn't work very well, and I think that's why I never used it before, is because it just doesn't work very well. So I have these black and white striped little tags, and these are from the Paper Studio from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just using those as kind of more layering. And then I did put it's not ribbon, kind of like a rickrack. It's not rickrack either. I don't know. Some kind of border along the bottom of that. In the inspiration piece there was some washi tape, and I didn't have any washi tape that really matched with this, so I just used that little border, and that I got from the dollar bin at Michael's. So now my background is dry, and I'm bringing everything back and then realizing I don't have enough splatter. So I'm going to do a little bit more here, again with that barn door distress ink. And to be honest, I don't know that I've ever used this distress ink before, because it's red and, you know, it just makes me think of blood. So I watered it down quite a bit, and it comes out a little bit more orangey, and so I feel like it doesn't quite look like blood to me. So that's why it's okay. And I did pull out some red thread. I'm not sure if I put it, oh, it looks like I put a little bit on there so far. And that's just something that I have in my stash. The background layer behind my photo, I did matte it on some black cardstock, and then I put a Project Life card from an old Scraptastic kit from probably 2014. I think is when I subscribed, and it's just kind of like an orangey red and white pattern. So I'm just going to adhere this down, and I smeared some of the little drops that I added, but I think I covered it up with one of the stars, so it's okay. I really love how the title came out. It really looks like the DARE program logo, so I really, that was really exciting for me that I was able to do that. So I'm just adding some more thread behind the title here, and I did mean to add it in a third place, and I don't think I actually did because I totally forgot about it. But yeah, so this is the last week of the Take Us Back June, and where we're doing the 80s and 90s. So if you want to play along, you can tag Spiegel Mom Scraps on Instagram, or you can post on the 15 Minutes to Scrap with Spiegel Mom Scraps group, and just show us what you create. I kind of struggled with this because it was hard for me to even remember some of the stuff that I would want to do, so I did take a lot more inspiration from photos from that time period. So I'm just adhering everything down here, and I am going to, that little tag there, the red one, I am going to add something to that because I felt like it just looked a little lonely. And I do believe I come in, I wish I had pulled the layout. Let's see if I can do it without making too big of a mess here. Oh, here it is. I do come in with some sequins, and they are the black tie event sequins, and I add in just the black ones kind of around. And I will add, I'm going to go through some October afternoon die cuts and add a couple of die cuts somewhere to write the date, and then I do add a little like starburst shape behind that red circle tag. But I really love how this came out. I followed closely to my inspiration piece this time. Again, it's by Mira, and I will link it below. I found it on Pinterest, so I will link the pin below, and then you can follow it to her website if you'd like. But I really do love how this turned out here. So for next month in July, we are doing a little bit different inspiration for Spiegel Mom Scraps, and you'll be able to play along again on Instagram by tagging Spiegel Mom Scraps or doing the hashtag SMS, I believe. And then also, like I said, you can come to the Facebook group and post things there as well, and we'll be able to see them. But for next month, we are doing a different theme each week, and the first week up, we are doing emoji love. So it's really exciting, and there was a cut file created just for that, and also to go with, there is an emoji love sequin mix in the shop too, which is one of my favorites. I love the yellow color that's in it, and I actually used everything else out of it, so all I have left is yellow ones. But anyhow, so you should definitely subscribe so that you're able to see what we create, and then hop on over to the blog where Allie Scraps will be up creating something with her fuse. She is super talented at using her fuse. I can't even imagine how she comes up with some of the stuff she does. It's always so beautiful. So go over and see what she has created for this week. I hope you enjoyed this layout, and I will see you again next week. Have a wonderful scrappy week. Bye!